Good morning. Welcome to day 5. My name is Amanda and welcome to the little Likac 12 cast-ons of 2025. As I say, my name is Amanda. I'm coming to you from Derby in the United Kingdom, and it is a lot earlier in the morning than any of these other vlogs have been because it's about 7:45. Yeah, 7:45, and it is Saturday the 28th of January. And yes, I can't believe it is day 5 of the 12 cast-ons that I am doing over Christmas and New Year. If you are new to my channel, you are very, very welcome, and thank you so much for joining me. And if you're a new subscriber, if you are new, then I usually do normal sort of fairly standard knitting podcasts every 2 weeks. So feel free to look back at some of my more recent ones. I will be filming a normal standard podcast tomorrow on Sunday, where I will show my finished sort of like Christmas knits and do a bit of a talk through of some of the things that I've done recently. But this is a part of the 12 cast-ons make along. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired still. I've only been out of bed about 20 minutes. So this is part of the 12 cast-ons make along, which is run by Ange of Yarn and Yarns, and I have been linking her YouTube channel down below. And I don't know if Ange watches these at all, but if she does, a big thank you for the inspiration on this. And I'm really enjoying doing this again. I enjoyed doing it last year. I did complete 10 out of the 12 last year. So I'm hoping to have as much success again this year. So day 5, it is Saturday. Last night I did not get any more done on the, I did about 2 more rows on the cardigan that I started yesterday. I also meant to mention as well, we watched, actually when my mum and dad were here yesterday, we watched the newer version of Death on the Nile starring Kenneth Branagh, which just reminded me as well of the fact that my mystery club for next year, I'm going to do a little plug here, my mystery club for next year is all based on Agatha Christie novels, in particular Hercule Poirot novels. And the first one is The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which is actually the first Agatha Christie novel. So if you are interested in that, my Etsy shop is linked below, or have a look at my Instagram. And actually I will just quickly put up here, this is the mood board, if you like, for January's first colours that will be coming out and being posted out in the middle of January. And very quickly, there's a DK mini option, a DK full skein option, a 4-ply mini option, a 4-ply full skein option. So anyway, that's enough about my shameless little plug on the yarn, mystery yarn, by the way, and thank you for anybody who has already pre-ordered that. Amazing. Okay, so today's cast on is going to be a simple one because we are off to my parents-in-law today, and my brother-in-law will be there, and my 2 nieces will be there, and their dog will be there, so the house will be a little bit crazy. So I'm taking a simple project. I might even rationalise it down to a smaller bag than it's in. It's currently in this bag. To knit or not to knit? What a silly question. Perfect for me as I am an English teacher. I used to teach Hamlet as well, actually, at A level. Not at the moment. Okay, so we teach Othello instead. Right, so this is today's project. Now, I am doing the jumper, not the jacket. That jacket's kind of similar to the one I cast on yesterday. I'm doing this jumper. Look at that. Isn't it really, really nice? I think it's quite nice and summery, actually. So I am doing this jumper, or sweater, if you're not in the UK, because I believe in other parts of the world, they don't use the word jumper, or jumper means something different, like jumpsuit, but we call it a jumper in the UK. I try to remember to call it a sweater when I'm podcasting, because I know that not all my viewers are in the UK, so thank you if you are in Canada, Australia, America, or anywhere else that you watch. Thank you. So anyway, so what is this? This is a Stylecraft pattern, Bellissima, 9852, and as you can see at the moment I am casting on quite a lot of paper patterns and commercial patterns, because I often buy them and then they kind of sit there for a while, and I'm just like, right, let's just knit some of the things that I've bought this year. Now the yarn that I'm using for this I bought at the same time as the pattern, and it was from a shop in Sheffield called Woolful, and they had this as a pack in like a bargain bucket type section. I think I paid £20, and I think there's 10 balls here in total, which is more than enough to do this sweater. So the yarn I've got is Adrifil, or Adrifil, and I've got it in 2 colours. It's Adrifil Mirage, and I have got it in this pink and dark purple. It is dark outside. I've got the lights on down here, so the lighting is not great. Yeah, I can't really. Actually, if I hold it up like that, you can sort of see slightly better there. Alright, so what this is 55% wool, 45% acrylic, 50 gram balls. The colour shade is 99, and it's coming out a little bit more burgundy on the screen, and I'd say it's more purple, sort of aubergine purple. And this one is colourway 96. There's no colourway names on here. If I get a chance, I'll try and look up online to see if there is a colourway name. So yeah, so it's Adrifil, which I think is I think that's an Italian brand. Isn't that the Italian flag? No, if I'm wrong on that, I wouldn't be surprised, because it's a bit of a standing joke at school with my tutor group when we do quizzes, that I am rubbish at flags. It's like a standing joke in our family as well. I'm rubbish at flags, but I'm pretty sure that's the Italian flag. So yeah, it's fairly sure it's an Italian yarn. Yeah, so it's, yeah. Oh. Look what it says there. Made in Italy. So that will be an Italian wool. Shall I start again? Right, that will be an Italian wool. Okay, so I'm going to be casting this on. I think what I'm going to go with, because I was trying to decide how to do the colour, I think I'm going to use the paler colour for the ribbing, and then put the darker stripes in, like they have there. Now I am hoping that today I can use these 60cm 3.25mm to cast on. So let's double check that it's not all knitted. No, back, yeah. Oh, okay, but we start straight on 4mm needles. We don't need 3.25 at all. We only need 4mm needles. Right, better go and have a look for those then. I have a horrible feeling when we're doing these on straights, because, yeah. So I asked my mum to get me some wooden knitting needles if possible, and she left it to the last minute, so I've got a feeling she just ordered. I did say to her, anything, I use any needles really between 3mm and 6mm circular needles, and I said any length cable between sort of 60, 80, 100 centimetres. So I think my mum kind of panicked. She'd left it to the last minute and she just ordered a little bit random. They are Knit Pro, but they're Knit Pro Cubics, which I've never tried, so I am really pleased to try these. So she's got me a 60cm Cubics in 3mm and 5mm. So unfortunately neither of those are going to be useful today, but I'm sure they will get used, and I do appreciate my mum buying those for me. Right, okay, so I only need 4mm needles. Let me just double check that I didn't do anything sensible like already. I guess what I found! Yay! Oh, well, will you look at that? Right, I have 4mm needles. They are only 60cm, but I'm hoping that they'll be okay for, yeah, they should be fine, shouldn't they? What's 60cm in inches? So, what's 60cm in inches?
60 centimetres is about 24 inches.
Right, 24 inches. As long as I've got some needle stoppers, I think we should be okay. Because the chest size that I'm going to make is going to be the 40 to 42, which is the third size. That's the chest size that I'm going to make. I only need 4mm. Right, we're good. Oh, crikey. Right, anyway, I am off to Slimming World now. Yeah. Well, what will be, won't it? I have enjoyed what I've eaten this week. I have enjoyed what I have drunk this week. I will go and see what damage it's done to my weight loss, but heck, you know what, I can't control what I'm eating today because I'm going to be at my mother-in-law's, but from tomorrow I can start to rein it in again. And I also know that, I mean, I can see in my face I'm looking a bit bloated. A lot of it's probably going to be water, whatever the scales say. It's probably not going to be as bad as it actually looks, because it'll have gone on quickly. It will probably come off quickly. That's the theory anyway. Right, my lovely people, I will catch up with you later and we'll see how much I have done of this yarn. I'm so glad I found those needles. See you in a bit. Bye. Good evening. It is now 10 to 8 in the evening and I need to give you a progress update, and well, it's not great. How much of that jumper, that sweater, did I get knitted today? Let me tell you exactly how much. Zilch. Nada. Zero. And there's a reason for that. So I came back up to the house and I was getting ready to go off to Slimming World, and I looked again at my balls of yarn and I thought, these are 50-gram balls. I did take that into account, didn't I, when I did the meterage. And I looked again at the pattern for 100-gram balls, and I calculated how many meters I needed and how many meters I had, and it was way off, way off. And I was like, how have I made that mistake? I'm usually really careful about that kind of thing. At least I realised before I cast it on. So yeah, I then literally, I was like, right, hang on a minute. I've got to get to Slimming World and get home, and then we're leaving pretty much straight away to go to my in-laws. And I was like, what the heck am I going to take with me? And I had nothing else that was simple that I could just grab. I did have tomorrow's project already in bags with needles, etc., but it was a much more complicated project. But I grabbed that anyway, so I grabbed that, and I also grabbed yesterday's project, which was just the rib still on the jacket cardigan that I started yesterday. So in the car on the way over, I worked on the ribbing for that jacket. And then when we got over there, I started on what was supposed to be tomorrow's project. So let me show you that instead. The striped sweater is gone. That's not happening during the 12 cast-ons because I can't use that yarn for it, so I don't know yet what's going to happen. I might just pick a different project that I was going to do, or whether I'll have another look at my stash for something else to use for that sweater, or something else to use for that yarn. Don't know yet. Anyway, so today's project turned out to be one of the ones that you viewers voted on a couple of weeks ago, and I think this was the first one that I put up, which was the choice of 2 pairs of colourwork fingerless mitts. Oh no, not colourwork, they weren't. There was one colourwork and the other one were beaded, and you guys voted for the beaded mitts. So yes, lace, 4-ply, beads, cable, that's what I took to my parents-in-law's house today. But look, I'll show you what I've done. Ta-da! Now, I don't think that's bad, considering I was sat in a room with my parents-in-law, my husband, my brother-in-law, and the 4 children, nieces, nephews. So there was 9 of us in that room, well, 10 including me. And I just quietly sat in the corner and cracked on with that for a little bit. And then I got out the ribbing again on the jacket. I had a pounding headache all day as well, actually. So yeah, that is what I got done on the beautiful beaded mitts. Let me show you the pattern. This is the pattern, and the pattern that comes from UK Alpaca. Let me just see if there is a name of the designer. I can't see. Jemima Bicknell. And then this is printed by the UK Alpaca Limited, and I actually bought this as a kit from Alpaca Revolution, which is an alpaca farm near Milton on Keynes. Milton on Keynes? Near Milton Keynes in Buckinghamshire. So the pattern came with the yarn, which is alpaca and silk blend. Luxury alpaca worsted spun hand knit yarn, and it is incredibly soft. I'm sure it tells me, yeah, 80% baby alpaca and 20% silk. So it's really lovely and soft. It also came with the beads. And I'm using the dental floss method of attaching the beads, which you need to use, I discovered, you need this stuff, the super floss, because it comes with some actually quite stiff ends that you use so it's got a stiffened end, which is really good for getting on the beads or getting the beads onto your threads. Does that make sense? Anyway, so that's what I've so I quickly found that as well, because I knew I'd got that somewhere in all my boxes of stuff, so I managed to grab that as well. So I'd already got, as I say, the yarn, the beads, the needles, and I'm knitting them on 2.5mm needles, and I suddenly thought, oh, I need the dental floss. I didn't realise that I needed a cable needle, but I just used like a darning needle for that, which is what I tend to use anyway. I either use a cocktail stick or like a darning needle for cables on socks or little things like this. So yes, anyway, so that is what we've got done. I've got 2 repeats done of the pattern chart. I need to do 4 repeats of that before doing the thumb gusset. As I say, I've had a bit of a headache all day today. I think I'm going to leave it now. It's 8 o'clock. I think, yeah, I've had enough of that close concentration on that. So I will get out one of the other projects to work on for a little bit for the rest of the evening, and I'm probably going to try and get an early night, if I'm totally honest. So yeah, what's the phrase? The best laid plans of mice and men. Gang after gay, I think is the rest of the poem line. So anyway, there is cast on number 5. Not what I was planning on doing first thing this morning. Also means I don't know what I'm casting on tomorrow, but I'm going to worry about that in the morning. Yeah. Right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.